Once upon a time, in a small village nestled in the heart of the mountains, there lived a young man named John. John was an ordinary boy who spent most of his time playing outdoors, chasing after his friends, and helping his parents with their farm work. However, there was one thing that set John apart from his peers: his love for fitness. As a child, John had always been fascinated by the idea of physical strength and agility. He would often watch in awe as the village's strongest men performed feats of strength and endurance, wondering if he too could one day achieve such feats. Despite his youth, John was determined to become the strongest and fittest person in the village, and so he began his journey toward physical excellence. John's first step towards achieving his goal was to start doing push-ups. He had read that push-ups were one of the most effective exercises for building upper body strength, so he decided to incorporate them into his daily routine. Every morning, John would wake up before the sun rose, slip on his training clothes, and head out to the village square to begin his push-up regimen. At first, John could barely do 10 push-ups without collapsing in exhaustion. His arms and chest burned with exertion, and he wondered if he would ever be able to do more than a handful of push-ups at a time. However, John refused to give up. Every day, he pushed himself to do just one more push-up than he had done the day before, slowly building up his strength and endurance. As John's push-up routine became more and more ingrained into his daily routine, he began to notice changes in his body. His arms and chest grew more defined, his posture improved, and he felt more confident and energized than ever before. People in the village began to take notice of John's transformation, and he soon became known as the strongest and fittest person in the area. However, John's journey toward physical excellence was not without its setbacks. One day, while out on a hike in the mountains, John slipped on a loose rock and tumbled down a steep incline. When he finally came to a stop, he was battered, bruised, and unable to move his arms and legs. John feared that he had ruined his chances of ever becoming strong and fit again. Despite his injuries, John refused to give up. He knew that his push-up routine had been instrumental in building up his strength and resilience, so he began to do push-ups even while lying in his hospital bed. At first, he could barely move his arms, but with time and persistence, he began to regain his strength and mobility. Eventually, John made a full recovery and returned to his daily push-up routine. However, his accident had taught him an important lesson: that physical fitness was not just about building up strength and endurance, but about developing resilience and determination in the face of adversity. Years passed, and John continued to do push-ups every day, no matter where his travels took him. He became a renowned adventurer and explorer, scaling mountains, crossing deserts, and pushing the limits of his physical endurance. People everywhere marveled at John's strength and fitness, but for John, the most important thing was the journey that had led him to where he was today. As John continued his push-up routine, he began to experiment with different variations of the exercise. He added in diamond push-ups, clap push-ups, and one-arm push-ups, pushing himself to new levels of physical excellence. He even started incorporating push-ups into his daily meditation practice, using physical exertion to help focus his mind and clear his thoughts. But John's push-up journey was far from over. One day, while exploring a remote corner of the world, John stumbled upon a group of monks who were renowned for their physical prowess and spiritual enlightenment. Intrigued by their methods, John asked if they could teach him their secrets. The monks welcomed John into their community and began teaching him a series of ancient exercises designed to strengthen both the body and mind. One of the exercises was a variant of the push-up called the one-finger push-up, which involved balancing the body on just one finger while performing the exercise. At first, John struggled with the one-finger push-up, but with the guidance and encouragement of the monks, he soon began to make progress. Day by day, he added more fingers until he was able to do a full one-finger push-up. John was amazed at how much his strength and focus had improved, and he felt a new sense of purpose and clarity in his life. As John continued his training with the monks, he began to notice a shift in his mindset. He became more patient, more centered, and more focused than ever before. The monks taught him how to use his physical training as a tool for spiritual growth, and John found that he was able to transcend his physical limitations and tap into a deeper sense of purpose and meaning in his life. Eventually, John left the monks and continued on his journey, but he carried with him the lessons he had learned and the physical and mental strength he had gained. He continued to do push-ups every day, but now he did them not just for physical strength, but for the spiritual and mental clarity they brought him. Years went by, and John grew older, but he remained as strong and fit as ever. People marveled at his physical prowess and his unwavering determination, but John knew that the real secret to his success lay in the journey he had taken to get there. As John continued to push himself, he began to see the benefits of his hard work. He not only had a chiseled physique, but he also had more energy and focus throughout the day. People started to notice his transformation, and they began to ask him for advice on how to achieve similar results. John was happy to share his knowledge and experience, but he knew that everyone's journey was different. He emphasized the importance of starting small and gradually increasing the difficulty of the exercise, and he encouraged people to find their own reasons for pursuing fitness. For John, his journey was about more than just physical strength. It was about pushing his limits and discovering what he was capable of. It was about finding a sense of purpose and direction in his life. And it was about connecting his mind and body to achieve a state of holistic wellness. John continued to challenge himself in new ways, setting new goals and reaching new heights. He started doing handstand push-ups, one-handed pull-ups, and other advanced exercises that required immense strength and balance. But through it all, he remained humble and grounded, knowing that there was always room for improvement. One day, John stumbled upon a charity event that involved doing as many push-ups as possible in a certain amount of time to raise money for a good cause. John saw this as an opportunity to use his strength for a greater purpose, and he eagerly signed up for the challenge. The day of the event arrived, and John was ready. He had been training for weeks, doing hundreds of push-ups every day to prepare himself. As the countdown began, John took a deep breath and focused his mind on the task at hand. With each push-up, John felt a surge of energy and determination coursing through his body. He pushed himself harder than he ever had before, determined to complete as many push-ups as possible within the time limit. When the time was up, John had completed an astonishing 1,000 push-ups, far surpassing his initial goal. The crowd cheered and applauded as John collapsed to the ground, exhausted but elated. John knew that he had not only achieved a physical feat, but he had also made a difference in the lives of those who would benefit from the charity event. From that day on, John became known as more than just a fitness enthusiast. He was a symbol of strength, determination, and kindness, inspiring others to push themselves and make a positive impact in the world. As John reflected on his journey, he realized that his love of push-ups had brought him far more than just physical strength. It had brought him a sense of purpose, direction, and connection to the world around him. And for that, John was grateful. In conclusion, John's journey with push-ups is a testament to the power of dedication, perseverance, and a sense of purpose. Through his journey, John discovered not just physical strength, but also a deeper sense of connection to the world around him and a greater sense of purpose and direction in his life. John's story shows that anyone can achieve greatness with the right mindset and approach. By starting small and gradually increasing the difficulty of the exercise, by setting goals and pushing oneself to achieve them, and by finding a sense of purpose and connection to the world, anyone can achieve incredible feats and make a positive impact on the world around them. So, whether you're just starting your fitness journey or you're a seasoned athlete, remember John's story and the lessons it teaches. With hard work, determination, and a sense of purpose, you too can achieve incredible things and make a positive impact on the world. Comment your thoughts below. Do not forget to subscribe for more amazing stories and fact videos.